This is your daily market review for Monday, August 28th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review. Monday, August 28th, 2023. Time is flying. Another amazing day in the markets. We have been on fire, predicting basically day to day what we anticipate. Now, exact levels and price action to a T. That's incredible to be able to knock that out and be perfect on that. Not which is happening. Again, most people can't do that. And honestly, is the juice worth the squeeze to spend all day staring at the market, hoping for that inflection point every minute, to be early, to be late, to sit on anxiety, to try to be perfect? In my opinion, it is a waste of time. However, that's part of trading, but we are predicting the general action from day to day, and that is the key. If you're anticipating a big crash, as my man Jay Solstice said it, not much to do this week. Think it's going to be choppy. It potentially could get a little hairier later once the China wears off of all their stimulus action and cutting of rates for their taxes on trading, but we'll see. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. Also, too, I wanted to drop this for some folks. If you're looking to rewire your subconscious, and you think you know how to trade but you just can't execute, hack your subconscious mind, unlock your greatness, holler at me. Book a Calendly 30 minutes. I'm telling you, well worth it. Either way, I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. Follow on the Twitter. Always dropping what we think is going to happen here. Also, small little things seen in the market. Small business optimism at extreme lows. Not good. All right, follow on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I will be doing live chats a couple times a week. Hit me up on thetradingagent.com as well. The Back to Basics series, more beginner stuff at the top, more advanced at the bottom. Also, 5.3% yield. Check out the Marcus account, please, for the love of God. If you have money and it's getting 0.1%, what are you doing? I mean, it's mind-boggling. So at this point, check out the link, get the promotion rate, then share it with your friends. Or if you're a part of the Discord room, let me know, and then I'll share your link so you can get the maximum number of referral codes to max out your yield. So anyway, CME tool, Feds aren't doing much of anything. Hold on one second. All right. So at this point, yeah, I mean, we're expecting the Fed pivot to accelerate up once things get worse. But what we talk about, unemployment's going to pick up, but it might not pick up as quick as most people think, because typically the people are going to get, 30, 60 days, potentially maybe even more, 3 to 6 months of when the severance. So people don't necessarily recording that they're not working. It's interesting how all those work out. Again, it's not an exact science. I mean, do you trust any of the government numbers? I don't. I take them with a grain of salt, because a lot of times they get revised down later. Bitcoin holding 25,000, yawner. Oil, we talked about holding here. You had a multi-day range. Again, I think it's going to be sloppy and choppy before it gets busted. Natural gas, I mean, it's just in the purgatory zone. I mean, we could spend time on this stuff, but it really is just going to be choppy. The best time to buy commodities is when the Fed pivots. Dollar, talked about it, playing little games up here, going higher. I mean, at this point, everyone's saying, well, the dollar's going to, the end of the dollar is coming. End of the dollar probably is coming as the premier currency, world's currency, whatever you want to call it, in time, but it's going to squeeze first, because I think there's going to be other countries that fall apart. Do we really care about the dollar as much as the volatility in it? That's what I care about, dollar volatility. If it's kind of just slowly trending higher, great. Bonds, we talked about the 20-day was coming. Now you're there. Do we chop around? Could it go a little higher? I mean, expect retest or a higher low. I mean, that gap is just screaming. Feel me, baby. I don't know if I can say that. The VIX. Okay, take note of this, right? We talked about it getting back down into the 14 range. You seen it? You seen it? Again, when that happens, don't be surprised if shortly after the market chops around a little bit and then builds the base to fail, in my opinion. Vivek's chopping around, not much to say. When I say base to fail, meaning just the same thing. It'll have a ceiling that it'll fail from. SPY, and we're guessing the 20, 50-day cross. Again, we talk about when these things start turning down, they become resistance. Looks like resistance, but working its way up. Not surprised. QQQQQ, come back to 370 maybe? I don't know. Channel highs? I don't know. Waiting for that NVIDIA, baby. Pop. We're going to get it to short more. Or to short it. If you want to short more, that would make sense. ADBE, we talked about chopping. Probably has the 20-day, right? Come on in, right? Let it come in. I mean, probably 188, 189. I mean, all this stuff. Let it pop back. Let it pop back, okay? Dia. Same thing. Probably 20-day. All these stuff look the same. Gold, silver, miners. We'll move them quick. Blah, 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 blah. Oversold rallies. Due to bounce. How high? Good luck. Your guess is good as mine. Don't buy them for the long term. The time to buy them would be when the Fed pivots. These things could go into choppy slot mode. If you really want to trade for dollars, small percentages, go right ahead. I don't know if the risk is worth the reward. Silver holding up high and tight at the 100-day. GDX building a little momentum. Trying to. We'll see. I mean, it back test the breakout and the 50-day. That looks very logical. GDXJ, that's a good spot. That would make sense to me. Back testing the trend line. Let's redraw this trend line, right? Again, you can have multiples, right? You're like, what are you talking about? It's like, why not draw it to here? Maybe it comes together with the 100-day, 200-day, and the trend line. That makes sense to me. AG, this thing's been to dog. Just let it lay in its grave. Let it die. I mean, again, I think these names have a little bit of upside, but is it really worth it? Your guess is good as mine. I personally wouldn't chase them. I just think it's just a waste of time. Yeah, backtest the trend line. Yada, yada, yada. Newmont. We talked about this one with due to bounce. Like, that's good to see that, you know. I'm genuinely curious. I mean, I'd love to see 40, but I mean, that's the thing. Did you want to play it for $2? I mean, I feel like you can make $2 on the SPY in like 10 minutes. Pass, chopping, same thing. Whatever. Let's move on. Tech, because this is where it gets interesting. Taiwan Semi. Start here. We talked about holding here. It said, don't be surprised if it comes back into this box at some point. These candles look very trappish for the volume. It's not convincing enough. I've seen this game. Trap. It feels like, especially at the end of summer where new money's going to come in and buy the market going into Labor Day. They typically do that. Micron gives you great. Imagine if you're the market maker knowing this. You can just let things rise up a little bit and distribute ever so gently. AMD, I mean, I like this at 100. I think it could get up to like 110 maybe real quick, especially if the NVIDs wake back up, which I anticipate it will. Interesting 2-day range here. Just watch these lows. I mean, it's clear as mud. 450. No, it's clear as day, actually. And if it does hold, maybe you're going for a ride back up to the 500 area. Intel, chopping, 100-day, yada, yada, yada. SMH. I mean, again, is it going to get back to 155? I don't know. It just looks like it has a little Momo upside. Adobes, same thing. All these things like holding and chopping. I mean, Apple has, now this is where it gets interesting, because Apple 2 weeks from now has the unleashing of their iPhone 15. I mean, is it going to be life-saving? I don't know. We talked about it, testing this area at 183. Could it test the gap? I mean, Apple's holding up, don't expect the market to get beaten. Amazon, love to see this going nowhere. I think at some point this thing gets absolutely smashed. CRM, same kind of thing. CEOs selling $100 million worth of shares. It's just chopping around. But remember I've talked about sometimes you can get chopped for long periods of time. Well, this is a clear example. Guggenheim breaks out, fakes out, comes back, retests the range highs. Things choppy and sloppy at the highs. Meta's chopping. I mean, it's trying to hold this old box of fun, I guess, if you want to call it box of fun. Oh, the box of fun, eh? We'll see. Just keep in mind, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if you just expect chop, again, that's the best way to describe it. Just don't get too crazy. Microsoft holding the 100-day. It looks like the 50-day. Some of this, I mean, again, expect the bounces. NDAQ, pray that the higher this thing goes, the better. Then to short it. Gotta get to the 200-day. That'd be awesome. MicroStrategy. Talk about holding here. You had multi-day ranges down here. Multi-day ranges. Really got to get over this 350 area. If it does, it could pop back up easily to 380, 370s. Netflix stuck in the mud, going nowhere fast, making higher lows. Sorry, lower highs, lower lows. We had to follow this trajectory down. This trend line, I don't know if it's going to matter. I'll remove it. Oh, that's right. My computer restarted over the weekend. So it's like, why is that trend? Like, why is that fib not connected? It's like, well, that's why. Dingleberry. Let me just replace it. Did I just say Dingleberry? Dingleberry, that's funny. Okay. Let's see what happens here. 0.382 is holding. Remember, this is a higher low, not the bottom, but we'll see. just keep an eye on it. Roblox, again, I talked about it. It's going to pop at some point. You bought in the 26 range, but again, it's not exciting. It's one of those ones where you hope and pray it moves big. If it doesn't, oh well. Tesla, gapped up, flopped back. I mean, we got to our zone. I did say over the weekend recap, if the market held up, could we get back into what? Like this 255 area? And there's a lot of support though, or resistance though. What I guess you got to say resistance though, up there. That would be the ideal short, because then you know it probably flop. X getting materials, getting bought out, but then coming right back. We'll see. New core holding up high and tight. Below the 20-day, 50-day. Caterpillar trying to bounce. I mean, it's oversold. I mean, technically not oversold, but just like it's not moving with the market well. We talked about like look for pops to short, getting them. Arrow, talked about this one dropping pretty quickly. Not surprised. Watch this 20, 50-day cross. See, did I say VALE? No, sorry, VALE. Bleh. I mean, I could see 13. I mean, it's oversold, but does it get you up in the morning? No, I don't know. CCJ holding up high and tight. You got to give it credit. Kathy Wood with a win? Question mark? I don't know. Screw that. CF, talked about it, breaking trend. Talked about it holding down here, probably due to bounce. And it does. And it does. Mosaic, this thing, man, wow, I'm surprised this is down. But, I mean, watching the trend line, NTR, all these names, just let them come in. They're not going to go down in a straight line. I'm always amazed that people think this is how everything is, when it can be like this, and this is the trend, and you see what I'm saying? Like, let it pop, hit the 20-day, and then it probably flops, and goodbye. Another global growth name showing on fire. Wet blanket. No, it's not good. I mean, it's gone sideways. Financials. Now, this is the thing. Another thing we talked about being oversold, holding up. Here you go, 20-day, maybe this gap. I don't know. Watch the 34s, upper 34s. We talked about this on the weekend review. Right? Let financials rise. JP Morgan, probably the 50-day, maybe the 20-day if they get an upgrade. Morgan Stanley. Again, this one I'm not surprised that it's trying to like base here at support and maybe take a rip up to 86. Goldman Sachs held our trend line. I mean, this was a pretty sweet trade if you took it. Now again, chop and going. I mean, if it gets over 326, I mean, it got another 5, 6, 10, 15, maybe points. I don't know. Carry. Another one we talked about it dropping pretty quickly. Holding the 100-day, 20-day, curling down. XBI, another one that we think could have get up to 81 area. We talked about this, right? A little head and shoulders bottom. Maybe it gets back up to the 80, 81. We'll see. I mean, all these names have potential to rise a little. HYG. Here you go. Talking about like this is holding up. Good old solar. Man, this thing is just barely getting off the map. That's not good if you're bullish as stuff. I mean, you're at massive support. There should be buyers. And if there's not, it tells you they're scared. And they ain't trying to buy this. And they know that things are overbought, or sorry, like overvalued. ENPH, wow, that looks like shit. Oops, Cedriton. Same thing. Man, these look really bad. First solar, I mean, I thought we saw it up a couple points, and it's like, going nowhere. Not good if you're the solar folks, especially if you're betting on the sun. Oil, we talked about this. Little chop at the top. XOP, yep. Chopping. I mean, it's breaking the 20-day and then bounces back over. I mean, chop. I mean, it's really hard. That's why I always tell people, like, if you're playing options, you better be giving yourself time or nail the fucking opportunities. Like, better go. ExxonMobil chopping around. A lot of these names look a little choppiness. PXD failed 240, coming back up, chopping around. I mean, this is if the market holds up, these things could chop. Occidental, Buffett selling his calls, just like, pay me my money, pay Mr. Buffett his money. Rounders reference is a terrible accent, but you get it. EQT, we talked about his 44 under the 20-day. Last but not least, Flex LNG. We like this name, dividend yield 8%, holding up. I mean, I think about it long term, looking for some dips, some weakness to snack on. All right, so at this point, watch for IWM, SPY, QQQ, all to trust that hit the 20-day. Looking for NVIDIA to pop short. Roblox, I thought had 10% in it, but it's just going nowhere. Look at the VIX for the 14, 15 level. I mean, expect a choppy week. And if you stuck around this far, please hit the like button, notification bells, whatever. Leave a comment. I appreciate the comments. Please share if you can. I mean, that's always big. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. And again, I appreciate all the love, the comments, the generous donations. Some of you guys blow me away with 4-figure donations, multi 3-figure. I mean, I hope you are absolutely printing money. But here's again, Pay yourself first, pull some money out for taxes, treat yourself, make sure you treat your family. Make your family appreciate you doing this skill. Like, make them realize like you are making money. And then when you're ready to buy some real estate, holler at your boy. Because I'll help you out with that no matter what, always, gladly. Use the calendar link if you need to book some time. Either way, I will catch you guys and gals in the Discord room. Please don't get too caught up with trading this week. Let it breathe. The summer's almost over. Summer trading is typically choppy, sloppy, and annoying as shit. All right, talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.